In a dimly lit room, Sarah sat alone, clutching a peculiar ancient candle she had found in her grandmother's attic. It was said to grant one last wish, but with a hidden price. As she struck a match, the flame danced wildly, casting eerie shadows on the walls. With a shiver, Sarah whispered her desire for happiness, hoping to escape the gloom of her life. The candle flickered, brightening momentarily, then dimmed, as a chilling draft swept through the room. She felt an unseen presence, cold and watchful. Suddenly, the candle flared to life, illuminating a dark corner where a figure emerged, a reflection of her deepest fears, twisted and grotesque. Panic surged within her as she realized the candle had not granted her wish. Instead, it had summoned the specter of her despair. Heart racing, she tried to extinguish the flame, but it burned hotter, feeding off her terror. Just as the specter lunged, the candle sputtered and went out. Darkness enveloped her, and in that silence, she understood. Happiness was never hers to command. The flicker of the candle was her last moment of hope, extinguished forever. The old well stood warped and neglected at the edge of the forest, cloaked in shadows as the sun dipped below the horizon. Local kids dared each other to make wishes, but none ever returned. One crisp evening, curious 12-year-old Mia, emboldened by her friends, approached its ominous mouth, peering into the darkness below. "I wish for a friend who would never leave me," she said, her voice trembling yet filled with hope. As the last light faded, an eerie chill wrapped around her, and a low, guttural whisper echoed from the depths. "Your wish is granted." Suddenly the air grew heavy, and Mia felt an unseen force tugging at her heart. She stumbled back, dread pooling in her stomach. The ground trembled as a figure emerged, cloaked in shadows and sorrow. It bore the face of a child, twisted with grief, eyes hollow yet burning with a desperate longing. Mia's heart raced as she realized the spirit was not there to play. The creature lunged, a chilling wail cutting through the night. In a split second, Mia understood. Her wish had unleashed a bond that could never be severed. As the darkness swallowed her, the well fell silent once more, awaiting the next unsuspecting soul. Late one night, Sarah sat alone in her dimly lit apartment, the silence only broken by the occasional creak of old floorboards. She had just moved in, eager to escape a turbulent past, when she first heard it, a soft whisper, as if someone were standing just behind her. "Help me," the voice pleaded. Startled, she turned, finding only shadows in the corners of the room. Shrugging it off as her imagination, she tried to dismiss the chilling sound, but the whispers grew more frequent, echoing her name in a haunting melody. The next day, Sarah discovered the building's dark history. A woman had vanished there decades ago, her disappearance unsolved. Each night, the whispers intensified, now accompanied by the cold touch of unseen fingers brushing against her neck. Desperate for relief, Sarah began recording the sounds, hoping to capture some explanation. When she played back the tape, her heart dropped. Every echo, every plea was her own voice, distorted, yet familiar. The final whisper sent shivers down her spine. "You won't leave me." It dawned on her. She was not just haunted by memories, but was becoming part of the echo, trapped in an unending cycle of despair. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting eerie shadows across the deserted street, Sarah noticed a figure leaning against a lamppost. The stranger wore a tattered coat, his face obscured by darkness, yet his eyes glinted unnaturally bright. Intrigued and unnerved, Sarah hesitated but felt an inexplicable pull to approach him. "You shouldn't be out here alone, especially at dusk," he whispered, his voice smooth yet chilling. She felt an icy shiver crawl down her spine. Something was off. The air grew thick with tension as she asked him what he meant. Just as he opened his mouth to respond, the streetlights flickered, plunging them into darkness. In that fleeting moment, something shifted in the stranger. His features warped, revealing a grotesque visage that seemed to shift like smoke. Panic surged within Sarah. She turned to run. As she sprinted away, she heard him laugh, a sound devoid of humanity, echoing in the night. She glanced back just as he melted into the shadows, leaving nothing but the lingering scent of decay in the air. The horror of that encounter haunted her forever, knowing she had glimpsed something that defied reality itself.